welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NBA Bet. We're in the new year. Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a fun and safe holiday. Are people back at work today? Or did corporate America give you a Friday as well? Can't really tell. I'll be honest. I'm so thrown on what freaking day it is. I thought today was Monday when I was setting up Live Before Lock, which returns again tonight. I thought I was on my Monday schedule, so I tagged the So Rare YouTube channel. You know, it's just been kind of a mess, but it's good to be back in the business of it all. We get Sneeps in the chat. Good morning, Sneeps. Sunjay Rich, you got Friday off too. Love to see it. Hope seeing Sunjay Rich. I've been seeing you in the underdog lobbies. Hope you guys had a more successful evening than I did. Man, the last 3 days. Wow, last 3 days just gotten absolutely smoked. If you haven't checked out Bagel with Locks yet this morning, I added a fun new wrinkle to it. Let me see. I think I have it open, right? I think I can share screen. Yeah. Added a fun wrinkle to it. And it's a tough scene. It's a tough scene here. But we started adding, sorry guys, we're finishing up drafts in real time. There we go. We started adding a new thing where every morning I'll throw a little song in there to explain how our slate went. And today it was Loser by Beck. Because, good Lord, this is like 3 consecutive days just getting spanked in those streets. But we're having fun. We're enjoying ourselves. You know who's not enjoying yourselves? The Denver Nuggets, who are just getting spanked themselves, but by injuries. We had our Jonas Valanciunas night. I had so many teams storming up the leaderboard with Jonas, who was the cover boy for a Bagel with Locks, along with Victor Wembanyama. Both of those guys went down. Not only did both go down, they went down within minutes of each other. A lot of Jalen Duren last night. He went down with an injury. It's just injury season here. Injury season in 2026. Turn them off. We wanted to start with like a good, just like good vibes into the new year. I was going to make fun of Miles Turner less. I was going to win money right away. We got Happy National Personal Trainer Awareness Day. That's huge, especially in the new year. We got the common man here. What I did for New Year's, my wife, we kind of were going back and forth of like what we were gonna do. We had done we were just gotten back to New York, and we're like, let's take it easy for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We went to this great little Irish pub called Jack Jones that's in Astoria for like an early. Well, no, a late lunch, early din type situation, and we had a great shepherd's pie, A+ stuff. Had a couple Guinness. Is it Guinness I? And then we did a little wine and cheese at home with some wine. Well, of course, because it's wine and cheese. But you know what we ended up doing? We watched the entire series, first season of The Pit, starting like 5 p.m. New Year's Eve and finished last night. I got adrenaline just coursing through my veins. Also, that screams Married with No Kids. What I just told you that we did, just Married with No Kids. If you guys haven't, I've already seen it. My wife hadn't seen it. Second season's about to come out. And I slept last night. I think like with a clenched, I was gonna say butt teeth. I don't know, but just whew. So anyways, that was my New Year's. Hope you guys had an equally exciting, but maybe less adrenaline. But yeah, anyways, good show. We had a lot of fun. Let's dive into some of the hoop stuff. We can start with last night, and then we'll kind of talk a little bit about tonight because almost everybody plays in the next, whether tonight or tomorrow. I mean, last night or tonight, I think, because there's a lot of games tonight, and we can kind of get caught up on everything that's happening around the league, injuries and all. Man, you watched the Knives Out. Yeah, we did that 2 or 3 nights ago. Loved it. I loved it. I don't know. The first one's always going to hit different for me. The first one I think was so good. Definitely better than the second one, which I'm not a hater, by the way. I think people have, this is a conversation for another day, but sometimes people go into situations or movies with expectations that are just insane. And like that type of movie is supposed to be a little tongue-in-cheeky. It's supposed to be fun, you know? And people are like, I actually knew who did it immediately. I knew who did it immediately. So, sorry. I've read a couple of crime novels, okay? Like, just enjoy the film. You know? Same thing with Stranger Things. Just relax. Enjoy the content. Not everything has to be a take. All right. Let's get into last night. About last night. The Pistons, what's going on with Detroit? Let's start with Detroit, all right? Detroit basketball, what's going on here? 25-9 now, stumbling and bumbling here a little bit. The Miami Heat kind of took it to them. Maybe we blame the Duren injury. I don't know. But Miami gets a W on the road. The New York Knicks, the Bing Bong Boys, are now sniffing up the Pistons' butt here, almost sneaking into that 1 seed. And so are the Beantown Boys, which we'll talk about here in a second, too. But how about Stormin' Norman Powell? This is some efficient shit here. 7 for 14 from 3, 12 for 23 from the field, 36 points, knocks down all 5 free throws. Shout out, Norm. Heater 19 and 15 now. Kel'el Ware firmly in the starting rotation now. Spo is leaving him alone. He's letting us win. Magi saying Detroit always needed another piece. Yeah. They do. No hero in this again, but they look good, man. Jaime Jaquez continues to be great off the bench. Is Jaime Jaquez in the 6th Man of the Year combo? I don't know why I can't think of who that would be right now, but is he in that conversation? Maybe. Or is it Luka Garza? I don't know. Drew Smith out there, he played some minutes. Jovic played some minutes. But anyways, Miami 19 and 15, that's fun. Cade continues to be awesome, but man, it's a pretty steep fall off after Cade. Not an efficient shooting night from Cade, but good Lord, got to the line 18 times, finished the game with 31, 11, and 8, also 7 turnovers. Yeah, mentioned Duren. Duren gets dinged up in the first half, right? Then he comes out, starts the second half, and then leaves after like 1 possession and just killed my night. But he had 12 and 5 in his 18 minutes. Beef Stew played 30. And then B-Ball Paul got some run last night. B-Ball Paul was fun. Marcus Thatcher gave him 18 off the bench. No Karis LeVert in this one. No, and Jenkins, who was like our hero for a while, he's not even playing anymore. But yeah, Detroit 25-9. I think they will be a fun team to pay attention to as we get closer to the trade deadline. That is true. Tobias Harris, who got hurt 2 games ago, left after 7 minutes, didn't come back. He was out for tonight. But yeah, maybe he is a little too important for what the Pistons are trying to do. But it does beg the question of like, what is Detroit going to do as we get close to the trade deadline, right? We're about to get a wave of new players here next week or in 2 weeks who can now be moved again. Shout out Jonathan Kuminga. I'm curious to see if Detroit says, hey, tonight is the night that we're going to, what song is it? Tonight is the night when to become. All right, that's a different thing. But I wonder if the Pistons are going to decide, like, let's go. Let's make a move. Let's move some assets. Let's go get a piece. Jaden Ivey, smell you later. Or if it's more like move around the edges, and then they see what they have for a postseason run, and then go nuts. Could have gone Dexter. Could have gone Dexter there. Shout out Dexter. Shout out Henleys. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. Matty Harrison, a resident Detroit fan, curious like what you would prefer here. Do you think like this is actually I mean, the East is wide open. It's never been more open. So maybe there is. Maybe it's like, hey, what are we waiting for? What are you waiting for? The script. All right. But yeah, do you make a move now, or do you just kind of go get an extra piece and then see what happens? Stubbs in the chat. Let's go. Stubbs, you see that second place takedown and splash last night? We're back, baby. I thought it was going to Taylor, but I snuck it by him. Yeah, so we'll wait and see. But the trade deadline stuff will be fun. Philly, man. Philly last night. Tyrese Maxey is him, dude. Tyrese Maxey. Can we just do it? First team All-NBA, Tyrese Maxey? It's Spice Girls. Thank you, Glars. Thank you, Glars. Is Tyrese... How many guards in the NBA are you taking before Tyrese Maxey right now? And let me just give you some stats. Let me give you some stats before we do. What's the 76ers are now 18-14. They're four games over 500 with Joel Embiid playing every fifth game. Paul George missing like the first month of the season. Maxey right now through 30 games and I don't think this includes last night's averages into the averages. He's averaging 31 points per game, 7 assists per game, almost 5 rebounds, 47% from the field, 40% from three, 89% from the free throw line. Who are you taking in front of Maxey right now? I'll make the list for you. I'll make the list. I'll give you Luka. I'll give you SGA. Maybe Cade. And I think Cade's size is why I would take Cade over Maxey. But that's it. I think I'm taking Maxey fourth in that list. Right? Cade, SGA, and Luka. That's it. Brunson, get in line. Get in line, Jalen. Maxey's awesome. Power Duster says Maxey's so demoralizing to play against. Has so much fun out there too. Yeah, it's like good energy. It's just it's speed. The three ball goes down. He feels like he makes the right play and can just single-handedly take over the time. Yeah, there you go, DJP. Good morning. But anyways, good. So he finished this game with 34 points, 10 dimes, 8 boards. Shout out our guy Nez. I believe Nez finished 4th or 5th. I don't know. He's top 5, I think, in the underdog contest last night. And I was talking about it with him in the morning when they were when we were looking at ADP. And I saw that like Harden was 3, and then Embiid was 4, and then it went AD and Maxey. And I was just like, man, you look at the ceilings. I know Embiid was fresh off of like a 60-plus point fantasy point performance, but Maxey's the one with the ceiling in that. And like that was so like Embiid was going against the Grizzlies. Grizzlies don't have any centers, whatever. Yet I was the dumbass that took more Anthony Davis than Maxey. But yeah, shout out Nez who was doing it. Only thing I'm concerned with Maxey is Nurse's minutes load. Yeah, I mean, that's always, like, look at this. Maxey and VJ Edgecombe combined for 82 MF in minutes. Paul George gave him 14 and 7. Shout out VJ, by the way, 23 and 5. Also had 4 steals and a block. Edgecombe, right, gets off to that insane start that first week of the season, then slowed down, came back to earth, is now been finding his form a little bit, and it's just a really good piece for Philly, man. That backcourt of Maxey and VJ is going to be a lot of fun for a while as Embiid and Paul George age out of importance. But the 76ers, they're a fun team. I don't know how dangerous they are come postseason because you're relying on Embiid getting healthier than he already is, and Embiid does look like better, man, than the first couple of weeks of the season, right, where he just couldn't jump. He was very efficient, 9 for 18, still more of a jump shooter than anything else right now. Got to the line only 5 times, but had 22 and 6. But anyways, good win for them. Dallas, you know, Anthony Davis was back. Jason Kidd, like 2 days ago, said he was probably going to play between 30 and 34 minutes. We saw he got 37 minutes last night. Pretty ineffective. I mean, 6 for 13 from the field, 13 and 8. Pretty pedestrian. Cooper Flagg did a little bit of everything last night with 12, 7, and 7. And then Max Christie gave him 18. Brandon Williams with 14, 7, and 5 off the bench. I just think like the biggest issue Dallas is running into is just there's no offense, man. There's just no offense in this team. And again, Cooper Flagg's ceiling is the moon. He's awesome. But the Philly it's not like Philly is a defensive team. And you're putting up 108 points against this squad. You're just asking our guy, PJ Washington, which, you know, for the culture, we'll play the video.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
But it's time to start it's time to start trading for parts. Like, it's time, Dallas. What are we waiting for here, man? It's time to start making some moves. It sounds like there's buzz picking up with Anthony Davis to Atlanta, which, again, I've outlined. I think this is a dumb move if it's going to be Risa Shea and picks for AD. I don't think that makes sense, but it's time to start selling off. Just build around your young guys. Get another good pick here. Move Daniel Gafford. Just play centerless basketball here down the stretch. PJ's on a team-friendly-ish deal. You can move PJ. People will be excited about him. Send Clay somewhere. Bring up some. Let the Jaden Hardy party commence. But it's time. It's time to move. To move off. Luka for Risa Shea is Luka. Yo, what are they trading Luka? You'd listen to PJ offers. Yeah, I think that we're going to talk about Boston here in a moment, but Boston needs another big. As much as the Luka Garza experience is a lot of fun, I do think it is time for the Celtics to go get another big boy, and I'm Gaffy Duck. Sign me up for Gaffy Duck. How many minutes did he play off the bench? Only 11 minutes here, 8 and 5. He can't stay healthy. That's part of the problem, but I do think he makes a ton of sense as a backup big on a good team. Luka for AD. I see what you're saying. Luka for Anthony Davis, then Anthony Davis for Risa Shea. Yeah, I mean, that's why Nico Collins is probably getting ready to start a podcast, right? Not Nico Collins. Well, maybe Nico Collins has a podcast too. Nico Harrison. I feel like I did that the very first time we talked about Nico Harrison. I made that mistake and then didn't do it again until right now, which is nice. That's solid. But yeah, anyways, there we go. Good win for Philly, 18-14, baby. Let's do Kawhi. We'll end with the Celtics. Kawhi's insane right now. Let's do Kawhi's last 10 games before we get into this one, okay? Kawhi's last 10 games, according to StatMuse, which is probably incorrect. Also, this tapers off once we get to the 9th and 10th game, I think. But here we go. Played 39 minutes against the Jazz, 45 points, 7 boards, 3 dimes, 2 steals, 2 blocks. All right, 33 minutes against the Kings, 33 points, 5 boards, 5 dimes, 3 steals, and a block. The Pistons, one of the best defensive teams in the league. 55 points, 11 boards, 2 dimes, 5 steals, and 3 blocks. Then he puts up 28, 8, and 6 against the Trailblazers, 41, 8, and 5 against the Rockets, 32 and 12 against the Lakers, then 22, 8, and 6, 21, 4, and 3, 24, 9, and 4. Kawhi is just nuts, man. Also, what's kind of funny, Clippers right now are on a 6-game winning streak, and that has doubled their win total. Sanjay Rich said PJ can't be moved until the summer. Oh, because of his new contract. My bad. Oh, I forgot about that. Wow. But what a run here by the Claw. And I think if the Clippers weren't such ass, we'd be giving him even more love, right? After this sluggish start, it wasn't even a sluggish start. He started off really well, then got hurt, missed a little bit of time, right? I mean, he's playing back-to-backs. The Clippers are they're playing beat-up teams here right now, outside of the Pistons and the Rockets, which are good ones. But congrats, you beat the Jazz and the Kings or whatever. But Kawhi has just been on a generational run here, and he's been by far the best player on their team. He's been carrying them. I mean, look at these minutes. Also, look at these minutes. So Kawhi plays 39, Harden plays 29, John Collins and Brook Lopez both played 20, Chris Dunn played 24, Batum here, third in minutes with 28, and then Yannick Conan Niederhauser, he played 27 minutes, and Derek Jones Jr. played 24 minutes. It is just proof that no matter where John Collins goes, he's just going to be mid forever. Right? He goes to Utah, can't get good run at Utah. Atlanta doesn't want him. I don't know why. Wherever John Collins goes, he's going to just be like, hey, should we move John Collins? I thought, it seems like right now, especially with no Ivica Zubac, you could tell me that they're starting 5. It makes more sense for JC to come off the bench and he plays 28 to 29 minutes. I don't understand how he's only playing 20 minutes. I know this is a weird spot because if you look at the Jazz win the Clippers win the first quarter 31-17. I think it started on a 16-0 run, but then Utah wins the second quarter by 11 and the third by 2, and all of a sudden this became somewhat of a close game. Kawhi, I think the reason his minutes got extended so long here is he just scored 20 in the fourth quarter, so they were just letting him go. Power Duster said most dominant Kawhi since 2019 minus the 2 weeks till an injury. Yeah, or T minus 2 weeks. Yeah, I do think you brought that up just so you could talk about the Toronto Raptors championship in 2019, but respect, you got it. Yeah, probably. I mean, this is what, like, he's still doing it on the defensive end. The Celtics play the Clippers next. I'm excited to see how Jaylen Brown handles Kawhi and who the hell is going to cover Kawhi on the Celtics team. But, yeah, probably, man. Kawhi performance confirmed that the Clips may be punished soon and he will be a free agent. No, I do like that. I do like that. The Windhorse numbers, Windhorse fingers. I do like that take. Yeah, I don't know if the NBA is going to punish the Clippers anytime soon. I don't believe they will. I think they're like, people have already stopped talking about it for the most part. Pablo Torre had Holiday, so like, he's not doing any podcasts right now. We know the All-Star game is going to be in LA. They're not going to. It's now January, right? The All-Star game is like a little over a month away. They're not going to change anything now for that. So I doubt it. I doubt it. But yeah, man, I think what's more fascinating here about the Clippers' upcoming schedule and like what they do as they get closer to the trade deadline. They were rumbling around saying like, hey, maybe we make a move to make ourselves better, right? They don't have their pick this season. It goes to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are now a game and a half, I believe, out of the play-in. But they're like, again, let's see him do it for a longer stretch of time. Like, we might come back here 2 weeks from now and this win streak's still going, and all of a sudden the Clippers are a 9 seed, right? Or an 8 seed. And then it's like, hey, congrats, man. Congrats, OKC. You've won 68 games this season, and now you get Kawhi in the first round, which of course I think they would still beat the Clippers. But that's not a welcome sign, right? Utah pulled the tank lever last night, by the way. They were like, hey, Keontae George, you're too good, man. You're too good at Keontae. Also, can I just give you some Keontae numbers here quickly? I'm not trying to victory lap because, I've been Keontae pilled since his rookie season, and it looked like last year we were going to start taking an L. Oh, happy Pooh year, Boston Base. Thank you very much. This is very kind. Shout out Boston Base. Happy New Year, buddy. I was ready to take the L on Keontae because the second half of the season last year, he was putting up some numbers. But they weren't efficient, and they weren't good, and they weren't making the team good. He has taken a leap this year. I think he should win Most Improved Player. He's good enough now. Keontae's Canadian? I did not know that. He's good enough now that the Jazz have to sit him. This is what he's been doing this year. I lost my spot. Where did it go? He has been 25 points per game, 7 assists per game, almost 4 rebounds per game on 45%, 37%, 90%. He's been cooking. Jazz had to sit him last night. And yeah, so then they rolled out Kyle Filipowski, which, man, huge L for me last night. Taylor Hendricks got the start. Bryce Sensabaugh, he pulled up 23 and 3. And then you had Svi, and then Collier 16, 10, and 6. Collier was fun. And then Slow-Mo. Shout out Borland. Did the Anderson get tickets to the game? He had 22 and 8, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Cody Williams looked fine. But anyways, yeah, Jazz are in an interesting spot. I think we talked about this in our last show, but how their pick is Keyshawn George is Canadian. All right, still a good K George. We talked about this the last episode, I think, but how the Jazz are kind of in tanking hell, right? Because if the pick stays in the top 8, 1 through 8, Utah keeps their pick. Guess who gets the pick if it's pick 9? The Oklahoma City Thunder. It's like whatever draft scenario we talk about, no matter what the team is, Sam Presti is like, oh, actually, that pick's ours. So the Jazz kind of have to decide, because if we poke at the standings right now, I believe they're in the play-in right now, right? Are they the 10 seed? All right, so they're the Clippers caught up to them with that loss, so they're 12 and 21. So that's why they lose that game. They need the Clippers in front of them, right? Because again, they have to be 1 through 8 to keep their pick. The Pacers with 6 wins, they're leading the way. Then you have the Wizards, you have the Kings, and the Pelicans. That's 4 now. That's 4 teams all behind them. Then you have the Dallas Mavericks with 12 wins, Jazz with 12 wins, Clippers with 12 wins. Oh, I skipped excuse me. So I was at 4, and then the Nets at 10, Hornets at 11, and then a bunch of teams with 12. So they have to do it. They have to get down to the 8 seed. And I wonder if they just, hey, we're going to just get fined every couple of weeks $100K for sitting dudes we're not supposed to sit, or do they make a trade? Or do they say, F it, man, this team's fun. This team's fun. They're going to be right on the cusp. That would be crazy if the Oklahoma City Thunder all of a sudden get another freaking like lottery pick. I mean, they could have two. They could have the Clippers lottery pick and the Jazz, which is nuts. But yeah, anyway, shout out Keontae. He's been great. Lowry's been great this season too. This team is like legit fun. And I think, if Walker Kessler is there, that's like a decent core to start building around. They'll have a ton of money. I don't know. Yeah, if they had Kessler. It's a really fun team, man. It is a really fun team. I kind of like Collier. I mean, Ace Bailey's been coming on. I know he's been hurt, missed the last couple of games, but I think there is a future there. And they're a fun league pass team. I watched the Celtics Jazz game the other night. That was a lot of fun. We've seen Keontae too. Like he had that game against the Rockets, right, where Amen Thompson basically, I think he held him to like 1 point or 0. I forget what it was. It was like 9 turnovers, something stupid, right? And we all were like, oh yeah, that's makes sense. He then turned around, gave Amen Thompson the business. He's given Asar Thompson the business. He's given the Thunder the business. Like he'll score on freaking anybody right now. It's really impressive. Let's do Celtics and the Kings. Kings now 8-25. Celtics get the win 21-12. Kings actually kept this one kind of close. JB's been awesome. All NBA first team. Give me the first team. He's probably second team All NBA, but Jaylen Brown's been awesome. I know he's the dude. We almost lost an elbow there. He's the guy everybody likes to make fun of. I get it. 29-10, man. 29-10 for our guy JB. He was awesome. 4 dimes as well. 1 for 9 from 3. Not great, Bob, but he's been good, averaging just under 30 points a game. We are now 33 games into the season. Shout out Larry Bird. One interesting, weird wrinkle here with Boston. Jordan Walsh. Here we go. David Hill in the chat. Let's go, David. Jordan Walsh he had this 2-week run, right, where he starts getting some real minutes. And he locked up Maxey the best you can, and then the next night locked up Harden, and we're like, holy shit, Jordan Walsh, man, he's our wing stopper. And then he gets sick, I think, leaves a game early, misses a game, and then he comes back and just hasn't been the same since. And Missoula, who either to his credit or to his crazy, has been. Jordan Walsh gets to start, he plays 5 minutes, does not come back into the game. Really bizarre. And then anyways, I assumed when he only played 5 minutes, it was like a big Ugo night, but instead Sam Hauser played 29 minutes. He knocked down 5 threes. Garza played 25 minutes and Simons played 30 minutes. And can I tell you what my theory is on this? My theory is Brad Stevens was like, hey, listen, Joe, we're playing the Kings tonight, and they are the dumbest fucking organization in the league. Let's let them see Sam Hauser and Simons play 30 minutes. All right? Show them that those are building blocks. And let's see if we can get Malik Monk for one of those guys. Big brain. Anyways, I don't know if that's exactly what's happening, but it would make a ton of sense. David saying Minot disappeared. Yeah, I think that was bound to happen. Minot was pretty high variance where you do something really good and then something really bad, and Missoula just doesn't have time for this. This team's too good. I think if this team was not this solid, Minot would be getting some more run, but I think they're just like, hey, we can win games. We don't have time for this bullshit. And I think that's kind of what's happening with Jordan Walsh, too. I think you miss an assignment, you're out the game. You see what Luka Garza happens to him all the time, although he's been giving him some good minutes lately. Listen, we can't be talking too much about the Celtics beating the Kings. The Kings are awful. They should be beating the Kings. But we are now 21-12, 33 games. This is like a decent sample size, and we're getting closer to the trade deadline here. And I don't think the Celtics are going to rip a Band-Aid off and all of a sudden go nuts and get mortgage future to go get some Ivica Zubats or anything like that, right? But I do think we mentioned Daniel Gafford, Nick Claxton, Day'Ron Sharpe, names like that, these bigs that can come in and play, somewhere between 18 to 24 minutes. I hate to do it, maybe even a Yusuf Nurkic, right? I do think the Celtics are going to make a move like that. And, their big their big addition at the trade deadline is not going to be whatever center they get, but it's going to be Jason Tatum coming back. And even if they're maybe not at the deadline, but in March. And again, I don't think he's going to come back playing 34 minutes a game, first team all NBA shit. But now all of a sudden you got another big guy that can defend and rebound. And that's what they need. They need some more rim protection. They're asking a lot of Nehemias Queta, who's been solid for them. But Luka Garza can't be playing 20 minutes in the playoffs. Like, he can't. He can't. Celtics stay. I mentioned they play the Clippers, I think, on Saturday night. With Walsh only playing 5 minutes, I don't think Jaylen Brown's going to be the guy that locks up Kawhi. So Kawhi should go for 1,000,000 points. I don't even know who they put on Kawhi on Saturday night. I don't. Harden, I'm not concerned about them slowing him down. But everybody else, I don't know how they handle it. But shout out to C's, baby. Last but not least, the Gooner returned. The Gooner returned after missing a couple of games, right? He was questionable with the strain for Christmas, ends up playing Christmas, and then is MIA for a couple of games. He comes back last night, plays 34 minutes, had 26 and 6. Brooklyn actually did keep this close for a little bit, and then they went into halftime, right? They went into halftime up what? What's that? I can't do that math. They were up 6. Now they're up 11. So they're up 11 at halftime. And they blow the doors off in the third quarter. KD, 11 dimes from Durantula. One of the funniest things that happened in this game, I think I have this bookmarked, so let me go check here, and we can watch this one together. Yeah, so Danny Wolf takes a shot, and I'll share screen. I don't know if we'll get the audio here. I don't know if the audio will be clear enough because I didn't listen to it with the audio. But Danny Wolf misses a shot so bad, bounces off the backboard, hits KD in the face. And then it's just a great response. So let's see if we can hear it.
Shot didn't count. Wolf just absolutely bricks a three, and then almost took out Kevin Durant in the process. It reached up the glass into his face.
KD says that's a trash-ass miss, Wolf. A trash-ass miss, Wolf. Man, KD's the best. We are going to miss KD when he's done playing hoops. Maybe he'll be online even more. He's the best, man. I love Kevin Durant. I'm not, everybody's going, you chased your rings, whatever. F that, man. KD's the truth. Well, not the truth. That's Paul Pierce, but you get it. Houston's been good, man. Houston's been good. 21-10. I know they've had some weird losses to some bad teams, but they're just so deep. They were missing a couple of guys last night. No Adams, no Capella. Jabari Smith Jr. has been on a pretty solid run. Amen Thompson finally 23 points, 4 boards, 3 dimes. Actually had some stocks, had 3 of those. So let's poke around at the standings here. Let's do the Western Conference because this is the most intriguing thing here. Is Wembanyama? Wembanyama went down again with a strain, a hyperextended knee or something like that. I know I said trash ass MILF. I know. Went down with an injury, right? And he's already been ruled out for tonight. Now, the Spurs have been fine without Wemby, so I expect them to keep the train rolling, and they got an easy matchup tonight against the Pacers. It does sound like Wemby might be back this weekend. So hopefully, even as Wemby was leaving the arena in that injury, he kind of waved it off like I'm fine, but was limping. It sounds like he's going to be back this weekend, and if he's not back this weekend, next week. It doesn't sound so serious, so that's good. They're in the 2 seed right now, 24-9. So after getting just 2 games back in the loss column, they dropped a couple of games, yet they're still 8-2 in their last 10. The Nuggets are an interesting conversation here. So they are 23-10. They are a game behind the San Antonio Spurs for the 3 seed. So they go to Toronto. Yeah, DJP, I got you. Once we get there. They go to Toronto. The first game without Jokic. So Jokic goes down, and it ends up being a bone bruise or something. So supposed to be reassessed in 4 weeks. The good news is I saw something of Jokic at the game at Toronto, was walking around without crutches, and they looked pretty good. And the Twitter doctors were like, "Oh, this is actually a really good sign that he doesn't need crutches or anything like that." So, I also saw something that somebody was like, he's too fat to tear an ACL or something mean like that, but that was funny. It sounds like he's going to be back right around the All-Star break. And so now Denver has to just kind of tread water and be somewhere in that 3-7 range when it's all said and done. They go to Toronto, and that was a pretty impressive win. It was a bad loss for Toronto. Jonas Valanciunas was beating the shit out of them. But then he leaves the game with his own calf strain. He's going to miss a month as well. So Denver is just decimated. It sounds like Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown are maybe a week away from returning. Adelman said that they hope both of them return this road trip. I think they have 5 more games on the road maybe. But they are so thinned out at center. They play tonight against Cleveland, and I believe the second-year guy, Dayron Holmes, is going to be the one. Is it Dayron or Duron? Holmes is going to start at center, I think. But they don't have anybody else. You know, Tim Hardaway Jr. and Bruce Brown were already playing 30 minutes a game. Peyton Watson is going to have to be Superman. Zeke Naji is this bad that he's still not going to get a ton of time. Like, he got a coach's decision DNP against Toronto with Jokic out. It's crazy business. Still one of the worst extensions to ever happen in the history of the NBA. So Denver, I don't know what they're going to do here. But with Houston, I mean, the good news for Denver is that the Lakers are relatively healthy without Austin Reeves and are just playing like dog shit. The Lakers are 5-5 in their last 10, but just getting cooked. Houston is breathing down their neck here. They are winners of 4 in a row, 6-4 in their last 10. I imagine Houston catches them. And Minnesota, who, again, it's kind of weird. Minnesota's 8 games over 500, and I feel like they haven't yet found their rhythm yet. Yeah, Gordon went through. I think he's been doing that the last couple of games. He's still not ready to go, but it does sound like he's going to be back soon. But anyways, the Timberwolves, I feel like, have not found their rhythm yet and are still 8 games over 500 and in the 6th seed. And there is going to be a moment where Minnesota, I assume, clicks. Like I think the interesting trade rumors before the Kobe White injury was like Kobe White to Minnesota. And, you know, they took a shot on the Dillingham trade with the San Antonio Spurs a season or two ago. That flamed out. And so now it's like, what kind of move can they make? Because I think if Dante DiVincenzo is your first guard coming off the bench, you have a really good team. I think if you're asking Dante and Anthony Edwards, like, I know the ball's going to be in Ant-Man's hands, but they need somebody who is a point guard. And so paying attention to them as we get closer to the trade deadline will be pretty fun, because I do think they are one just like minor piece away. Rudy, I love making fun of Rudy. I don't like drafting him in fantasy stuff. Rudy's been really good for them. The on-off stuff with Rudy defensively has been wild. Naz Reid, he's coming off like a career high the other night. It's a really fun team. But I don't know. I saw the trade of the Timberwolves. I don't think they're going to do something like that. I don't think that makes sense. I like the Kobe White stuff. If you can get Kobe White healthy. Because Anthony Edwards, Minnesota Ant saga is crazy right now. Ant-Man's awesome. Ant-Man's awesome. Unless you're referring to something specific that I'm missing here. And then, okay, behind them you get the Suns, Suns are crazy. 5 games over 500, 33 into the season. Would not have seen this coming. 19-14. And then the Golden State Warriors, So to DJP's point, there's been some rumblings about Michael Porter Jr. getting moved. Ant walked off the court during a timeout. That's right. I forgot about that. It seemed like Finch called it out, though, right? Finch called it out to the media. Like, I told him, I know you're frustrated, but you got to be there for the end of the game. So shut out Finchy. Although I know some fans were frustrated with Finch. I think Finch is a good coach. I like Finch, but I was curious. It seemed like the fans are getting frustrated with him. I guess they had that stretch where they were blowing games in the last minute. But anyways, who was I talking about? Golden State. Yeah, so Michael Porter Jr. trade talks have ramped up with Milwaukee and Golden State being the two main pieces or the two main landing spots. This, to me, I think that screams desperation. And maybe and Michael Porter Jr. has been awesome, but you could kind of tell these are like last gasp efforts, right? For both organizations, both Milwaukee, and then both Milwaukee and Golden State. I don't know. I think Porter would absolutely cook in Golden State, and this is what I would say. I hope Golden State makes a move to get a little bit better. I don't think there is a single move they can make that can get them to the conference finals in the Western Conference. I hope they make a move. I want to see Steph in the playoffs. I want to see them competitive. This team is the worst league pass team right now. The worst league pass team. I hate watching them. Unless Steph is like on pace for 50, I hate watching them. And 2 of us are playing for the Bucks. Yeah, but I think they should make a move, and I think they should make a move, and I think they should lose in the second round of the playoffs. Buck slander to start off the new year. Listen, you know what, Snoopaloop? I wasn't gonna do this, but yeah, you want to know why we're doing Buck slander? because you guys ended the year losing to the fucking Wizards, man. You lost to the Wizards. Oh, I thought I was sharing screen. 114-113. So you tell me, when do you want me to be nice? When do you want me to be nice to Milwaukee? You also finally got a Miles Turner game with five blocks and 2 steals, 13-7. You lost to an 8-win team. At the time, a 7-win team. And yeah, maybe if Giannis played 32 minutes instead of 28, his 33 and 15 would be enough. A lot of turnovers there, you know? Let's see. Who cooked you for the Wizards? Oh, Bub Carrington. Bub Carrington went for 25 and 5. Alex Sarr, 20 and 11. Hey, their best player also only played 28 minutes. See, Chris Middleton played 23 minutes and 0 for 6 from the field, and you lost this game. Bucks suck, man. I'm done with Milwaukee. Man, yeah. They're just, how do you lose? How do you lose to Washington? Anyways, back to the standings here. Anyways, I hope Golden State does make a move. I don't know if it's going to be for Michael Porter Jr. It depends what the asking price is. MPJ is still expensive, but that contract's almost done, so maybe it's not the worst in the world. And then, yeah, we mentioned the Trailblazers are down here. They just said Scoot Henderson's going to miss at least 2 more weeks. And no timetable for Drew Holiday. Also, we'll talk about tonight's slate, but man, I love the Trailblazers tonight. And then Mavs, Kings, Pelicans, whatever. Let the Eastern Conference here, I mentioned, right? Pistons still holding on to a 1.5 game lead over the Knicks. Celtics just 2 games behind the Bing Bong Boys. The Raptors, I know they had a tough loss against Denver, but playing a little bit better lately. They're 5 games over 500. Half-game lead over the 76ers and the Orlando Magic and the Miami Heat. That 4, 5, 6, 7 is fun. And then the Cavs. Winners of 2 in a row, 5 and 5 in their last 10. They're down there. And then the Bulls, who are without Gideon White again tonight. Atlanta Hawks down there. And then the Bucks, 1.5 games out of the play-in. Oh, yeah. Oh, you slandering. I hope you know I really do think the Bucks are terrible. I know. Oh man, the freaking Bucks. But that's the rundown of the standings. Let's take a look at tonight. Tonight we have 10 games. So many games tonight. Actually, sorry. Let's look at the scores. The scores one's better. To look at. Still can't believe it's Friday. All right, so Spurs and Pacers. Spurs are without Wemby and without Devin Vassell tonight. That kind of sucks, but it keeps the spread a little bit closer. A lot of Fox, a lot of Castle. 238.5 total. I actually thought I was surprised how high this was, mainly because it feels like the Pacers haven't been playing high-scoring games. But do we finally get a spicy P ceiling night with no Wemby? Probably not. I don't know. Then you got the Nets and the Wizards. Shut out Ben Folds 5 in the battle of who could care less. Nets are favored by 1.5 in this one. Michael Porter Jr. is questionable. He missed last night against the Rockets, but here we go. Wemby fingers. Did the Brooklyn Nets rest Michael Porter Jr. against the Rockets so he could look like a superstar tonight, because they knew he wasn't going to play a back-to-back, so he can look like a superstar tonight against the Wizards, and then they can trade his ass? So anyways, I'm playing Michael Porter Jr. in tonight. Alex Sarr, you know what though? Nets, I think this was the Zach Lowe podcast, or maybe it was Rob Mahoney on Bill Simmons. I did not know this, that the Brooklyn Nets had it was like a top 8 defense in their last 10 games, or top 5 defense in their last 8 games. That was pretty surprising to me. So maybe this isn't the best spot to attack, and the total actually reflects that, 226.5. Cavs are favored by 2 touchdowns here against the banged up Denver Nuggets. I got to tell you, I did a couple of underdog drafts. People are really pushing up Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley tonight. And I do love this spot for Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, but Mobley's only played 28 minutes since coming back from the injury, 28 minutes a night. So I was kind of surprised that people are really pushing them up, especially if this game gets out of hand. Jamal Murray is going to have to do everything. Maybe Cleveland throws a bunch of doubles at him, but I mean, if it's him just cooking Garland and Spida, I think he could do that. But again, this game is trouble. I think from I don't know. I just feel like it could get out of hand pretty quickly, especially at home. Denver got that game against Toronto, which they probably didn't think they were going to get. So I think I could just see this getting out of hand in the first half. Wow, Look at Boston Base. Thank you, Boston Base. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. Then the Hawks and the Knicks. Bing bong, favored by 7.5. Biggest story of the night is Trae Young is upgraded to questionable after missing the last couple of games. And, man, every podcast, I put this in the Bagel with Locks this morning, was talking about Magikarp about it. Every podcast was like, something I've noticed? Trae Young, pretty bad at defense. Yeah, Trae Young is pretty bad at defense. That's not new. He's been bad at defense the whole time. People pointing out that the Hawks' defense is worse when he doesn't play versus when he plays is no shit. I think the thing that people aren't talking enough about is how bad on the offensive end he's been, and that's been the biggest problem, in my opinion. But anyways, I do think Trae Young's going to play tonight. Man, Jalen Johnson and Trae Young. Look at this total. I mean, this total is massive. 7.5. The Knicks are without Josh Hart still, and I believe Mitch Robb is questionable. Yeah, Mitch Robb is questionable, and if he doesn't go, man, that really opens up things offensively. So I'm going to go ahead and just take Trae Young every time late in the 5th round. Maybe that's dumb, but I'm going to do it. This game should be fun. Also, the Zanger, Kristaps Porzingis is back. I imagine he only plays 20 minutes, so I don't think you can use him. And I think everyone's going to freak out with Onyeka Okongwu, but I imagine Onyeka still plays the same amount of minutes, would be my guess. Harden for Trae, who says no? I don't think that helps or anybody, right? Why would Atlanta do it? Why would the Clippers do it? Since Trae Young started playing, the Hawks mostly can't win. True. They did go to a conference finals. But yeah, you're right. The offensive thing is the problem. Like, the offense is offensive. Magic and the Bulls. Hey, welcome back Jalen Suggs. He's going to play basketball tonight, which I was kind of ready to like sneaky say, hey, let's play Trey Jones. Jalen Suggs being back, I'm sure much like Kristaps Porzingis, he will be limited minutes-wise. But I don't want to get to Chicago too much. But Paolo, Bane, all of those guys are fun. Shout out to Anthony Black. Anthony, you want to talk about most improved? Let's put Anthony Black in that Keontae George conversation as well. He's been awesome for them lately. Does it on both ends, but we knew he was a long defender, but to see what's been happening offensively for him has been pretty cool. And then Chicago, without Giddey, without White, man, Bulls vibeless, no thanks. Hornets in the box. Giannis Antetokounmpo in an awesome spot. I imagine he's still only going to play like 28 minutes a game. Charlotte, Miles Bridges left the game early and then missed the game. Con Knipple looked like he was going to miss some time. They got everybody back. Decent total here, 232.5. Milwaukee favored by 5.5, whatever. This one, though, 244.5 point total as the Pellies and the Trailblazers battle tonight. Derek Queen is questionable for the Pelicans. They're without Herb Jones. Who? DeJounte Murray's still out. When's DeJounte coming back? Zion moved into the starting lineup. He's still playing 29 to 30 minutes a game. Zion's been great, man. Last 5 games, 31-7, 32-5, 22-4, 28-6, 26-5. Zion's been great. Pelicans have been way more fun and way more competitive. They're still not a great team, but Derek Queen is fun. Jose Alvarado's trying to fight bitches, much bigger than him. Alvarado is back, by the way, after that 2-game suspension for doing some real Napoleon Bonaparte short king energy, just like going after the big boy. Shout out. Shout him out. But anyways, yeah, Blazers, I believe, are without Drew Holiday, Jeremy Grant, Scoot Henderson, Thibault, and Dame Time. Time Lord is back. This, to me, I think Shaedon Sharpe is like the best 6-round click of the night. This is going to be a close-ish game. It's going to be a fast game. They're going to be flying all over the place. Give me a lot of Shaedon Sharpe, a lot of Denny, a lot of Zion, Trey Murphy, Derek Queen. Give it to me, baby. All right, Kings and Suns. Suns are 12.5 point faves. Are the Kings the only team on the back-to-back tonight? I think. I'm not playing any Sacramento Kings, I'll tell you that. I saw, who was it? Somebody in the chat was brought up Keegan Murray, and I missed it. I meant to come back to it. Sanjay Rich. Was it Sanjay Rich talking about Keegan? Yeah, Keegan came back, was awesome in like his first 2 games, and then has been pretty bad after that. You know what's funny, though? It's not stopping him from shooting. He took a ton of shots in the first quarter of last night's game. I don't know, man. I just don't. 226.5 point total. I've been light Devin Booker. I've been light the Suns are a good team, not a fun fantasy team. Sacramento, if they rest like a DeRozan, maybe I'd be more excited about Keegan. I don't know. I don't love any of this. I don't know why my StreamYard keeps sharing it, but shout out Boston Bays. Thunder and Warriors, Steph Curry is questionable. I think when I looked at this line this morning, what was it? Let me refer to Bagel with Locks, which I'm sure you've all subscribed at this point, but if you haven't, I'm going to share the link in the chat. Please go subscribe to Bagel with Locks. I've been having fun writing that. I don't know if other people enjoy it, but I've been having fun with it. What did I say the line was here with Steph Curry when I first started? 9.5. All right, so it's moved to 8.5. Yeah, I guess maybe Steph's playing. Even if Steph plays, I don't really love this spot for anybody. The lowest total, 228.5. We could find some better spots, but I do think Steph Curry plays. Thunder, whatever. They're still without Hartenstein, right? I think that's the big thing for Lightning and the Thunder. They're without Hartenstein, Topic. Jay Will is still out in Topic, but so that's good news for Sorber. Good news for Chet Holmgren. Yeah, plays 26 minutes. Yeah, probably. Maybe if it's competitive, they keep it closer. And then the last game of the night, Grizzlies-Lakers. I don't know why Underdog kept just cut this off at 9. Cut the last 3 games off. Do it Duncan after dark. Lakers are favored by 3.5. Lakers have been playing bad. Defense has been bad. I really love this spot for Ja Morant, for Jaren Jackson Jr., and Luka Doncic. So I'm going to be drafting all of those guys. You could get, listen, DeAndre Ayton has been so bad. He's been so bad. I don't think you should draft him tonight. But let me just say, the Grizzlies are so thin, man. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Jalen Wells are both questionable. If those guys were to miss, Cedric Howard, who's coming off an insane 28 points, 16 board, 4 dime game against the 76ers that went to overtime. If Jalen Wells and KCP miss and they have to play Howard 30-plus minutes again, I actually think that's kind of a fun 6th-round click. But Santi Aldama, so Jalen Wells, KCP, questionable. They're without Conchar. They're without Scottie Pippen Jr., Zach Edey, Ty Jerome, Brandon Clark, and Vince Williams Jr. So DeAndre Ayton should have no problem. They do have Jock Landale back. Again, I'm not clicking DeAndre Ayton, neither should you, but this game is going to be fun. Lakers are without Rui. They're without Reeves. They're without Adu Thiero and then Gabe Vincent. Also, Jared Vanderbilt's questionable. If Vando misses too, they just have no defenders. This is a fun game to target, I think. So I just said I wish they kept this game off the main slate, but I think it's fun. And I just bit my lip. That's about, look at that cowlick action. I think that's it. Do we have anything else? Anything else we have to get into? We have Live Before Lock tonight at 5 o'clock. That'll be back. I'm excited to have that back tonight. We have, what else do we have? We have no 89 Cavs today, but hopefully Monday. And then, NBA Bit back to 5 days a week next week. Live Before Lock Monday and Friday. I think that does it, though. If you guys don't have anything else for me, I didn't miss any other news, right? I think we kind of went through everything. Let me just do a quick refresh. Let's see. Ty Lue said before the Clippers game on December 20th, our main goal was to try to be 35-20. Clippers are 6-0 since. Wow. Ty Lue got that dog in him. Let's call it there, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Subscribe, rate the podcast, do all the things. Happy New Year. Have a good weekend. See you this afternoon.